The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Against Manchester United.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So off we go then. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, I can really see this guy, Omar Marmoush, being an absolute nightmare for the defence here. He's a great all-round attacker who has good pace in behind, and that makes him very effective against teams that like to play compact low blocks. He's a great passer and dribbler and a very good poacher.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so... Joe! What a save from Peter Schmeichel! He's cut it out. Davids did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. That's beautifully weighted. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. He's having a shot! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a...
He's having a pop! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Silvestre knocks it into space. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Roberto Carlos. Raul. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Driving forward. And the pass is intercepted. Silvestre is looking to influence the game from out wide.
Niceties are not part of this approach. This is actually quite aggressive.
And here's Raul. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Gets his head on it! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Vieira is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Roberto Carlos gets across to intercept that. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Here's a player who has defined a generation. Marmouche.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And he was quick to react. And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Please turn your attention
Manchester
to the
United
screen
go
for
in at
information
half-time
provided by the
with
local
a game
police.
to chase.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that was the first half, and we will
Substitution.
be back with the second half shortly. Away we go again.
Manchester United can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And claimed it back swiftly. Davids has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Manchester United do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
There's the shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
It's their second corner of the game. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. He's gone for goal! Oh, quite a hit and quite a touch too.
A good disguise on that, though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
Rummenigge looking to add to his goal. Now then, the ball's come loose. Spread out to the left. Quality ball. And there's his chance to lead the counter. And it's White. Now that pass has been well intercepted. Your impression so far, Jim?
Manchester United are very much in the game and matching the opposition for chances. Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. That's really well manoeuvred. Schneider. Now it's Girassi. He's through here. Oh, good take in a good area. And he can thump it away. Forlan with the slide tackle there. Raul. Now it's Girassi. He's having a hit! Oh my word, that is quite something! About as smooth as it gets!
Manchester United.
Manchester United are back on level terms.
Number 14.
Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like
Coming on
that.
to replace him is number 11.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Now, the ball's gone astray.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Nicely weighted
There
ball.
will be 3 minutes added time.
Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Throw in.
Substitution for Paris Saint-Germain. Number 22, Omar Mamouche.
Right card.
Coming on the field is number 20.
Great defending, strong and determined. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, nothing to separate the sides. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Manchester United.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So that's got things underway. Rummenigge is the name on everybody's lips. Hardly a surprise when you're making your 500th appearance. Quite something, Jim Beglin.
Well, he's a special professional who's done a sterling job to keep himself at the top of his game for oh so long. His durability and his mental strength have been a constant, and I wish him all the luck today.
Rummenigge. That is good alertness. This is a promising build-up. Played out wide. Rivaldo. Vieira. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Now he's got space here. And this is Raul. Lee Kang-in. And it's Vieira. Doué has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. And here's Inzaghi. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
He had a chance to offload that left, so I think he's going to have to swallow his medicine on this one.
Inzaghi! Denied by an instinctive save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Towering header! Oh, he's hit the bar! White gets it clear. Haaland! And it's a goal! And there is your opener. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Como have broken through. It's 1-0.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this...
Great chance! Loose ball. Oh, what has happened here? White just loves to go forward whenever he can. Nicked it back promptly. Now it's Inzaghi. Now it's Doué. Rummenigge. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Haaland is onto this.
Manchester United certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And reclaimed it in a trice. He's going for goal! Haaland! That is brilliant! A finish of true class! They are purring, truly purring! The purest possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
So that's 2 now without reply. And we've reached half-time.
Well, I don't think most of us were expecting a second, Peter. It's become pretty much the ideal half.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest.
Substitutions taking place.
That gets us going once more.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
He won't be happy with that one. This looks promising. He's had a shot! Lee Kang-in can see things others simply cannot.
Como couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Oh, there's a probing ball. That has been cut short. Doué. White gets a foot in here. White plays it long. Manchester United perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, he's having a go! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, if they hope to have any chance of turning this round, they have to abandon their shoot-on-sight policy. It's just not working.
That's the keeper's ball. Rijkaard. Rummenigge. He is through here. And this is Berbatov. Bastoni did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. That's a little off target. Now it's Doué. Nice control. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Como needed that. They really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And he's had it nicked away. And it's Berbatov. Oh, that's fabulous. Berbatov. Well, that looks a decent ball. And it's made its way to him. In towards the... He leaps for it! They've got to be quick to recover this. Oh, he's been caught on it here! And that should get the job done. And he's in on goal! Bastoni getting this one clear. Doué. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Manchester United perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
United against Milan.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So that's got things underway. We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best. Nothing phases him.
Pato gets on his bike and on the move. He's a sharp little ball here. Vieira. And it's Olmo. Can he get on the end of this? Bellingham. Bellingham with the delivery. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Now it's Scholes. And the pass is intercepted. Rivaldo. Odo. Ball played for Kukçu. And he's picked it up out wide. Rijkaard proves too strong. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. So a chance here, what can they make of it? And so we have the first set piece of the game. Oh, brilliant stop from Courtois! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And another try! Fernando Torres. He is the type of player who always likes having a bit of space in front of him. Koeman promptly onto that, and that is that. He won't be happy with that one. Manchester United, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Rivaldo. That's been cut out, well played. And it's Fernando Torres. Half an hour played now. Engages and forces him off the ball. Milan do have a chance to counter here. Rivaldo. Rivaldo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Rijkaard. Scholes. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Koeman cuts it out. Raul. And the shot!
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Milan have taken the lead.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Kukçu.
There will be 1 minute added
Oh,
time.
Red, nice interception. And here's Torres. And he's got... And Torres! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. A high-octane end to the first period, but there's still a single goal in it. Manchester United currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Police.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Substitution for Manchester United. Number 9, Fernando Torres.
So into the second half.
Bellingham.
Manchester United can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Manchester United do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
It's a pretty loose pass. Now there's a fight. Hazard! Hazard! He is just a joy! That is a gem! An absolute gem! Manchester United are back on level terms. The purest possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Rummenigge, a player of legendary status. Wonderful save by... tries a shot!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And no, that was never going to make it. And it's Hazard. And here's Dani Olmo. He'll try from distance! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, I think the defence deserves credit for the way they were quick to close him down.
Substitution.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. Threads one in, and this is Messi. Caught offside that time. Dani Olmo going face-to-face with his great rival. Manchester United do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Rivaldo. And it's Roberto Carlos. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. And the shot! Goal! Manchester United! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Manchester United leading now.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another? I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Marquinhos cuts out the pass. Now it's Hazard. Knocks it into space. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Rivaldo has been caught there, it's a foul.
Manchester United can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit.
Tries one from range! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
It's their second corner of the game. Getting up there! And he's stuck it away! And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see the more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
That is good alertness. And the referee brings it to a close. Manchester United have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So we're up and running. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and I think we're going to see that reflected.
Now it's Forlan. And it's Bellingham. Can he get it through? Oh, perfectly measured that. And he's heaved it away.
Now here's a fine representative for the fullbacks union, Peter.
Massimo Otto?
Yeah, it's going to be vital if he imposes himself early, I think, on that flank. He's got great quality on deliveries, as we know, and they've always been a massive part of his game.
Gerrard looking to pass their way up the pitch. Well, there's the clearance. Moved on forwards.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Cruyff, and that's a good ball. Not much subtlety about that challenge. The ball has bounced loose now. The ball goes in. That's a decent clearance. And reclaimed it in a trice. Oh, good ball! Drogba! Wow, that is Didier Drogba! A finish of true class! Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
Borussia Dortmund have penetrated. And a chance! And he's really put himself on the line here. Manchester United with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And it's hoisted clear. Borussia Dortmund have the chance to go the other way. Rivaldo gets over and intercepts. 40 minutes, tries from a long way out. Deftly away. Messi, a player who needs no introduction.
There will be 1 minute added time.
So a temporary halt to the action. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Manchester United finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
For one of our fan club members.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat and the supports have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, that is the first half done and we are ready for what follows in the second. The second half is up and running.
Manchester United really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
And it's Schneider.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Manchester United do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
Koeman getting this one clear.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And here's Forlan, and this is Drogba. Manchester United can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
He has found a way through.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Substitution for Borussia Dortmund. Number 14, Johan Cruyff. Number 27,
Howson is always scanning the pitch for targets.
Didier Drogba.
Your impressions so far, Jim?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
Borussia Dortmund are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. McAllister. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Vieira. Rummenigge. This is good pressing. They're not short on bodies. He's onside. That's good defending. Very good defending. And here's Schneider.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't take out that killer ball.
And that's going right the way across. And it's Neymar. Floated through. Good ball, good take. Torres! It goes to show he is human after all.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
He's got away. And Torres! Oh, it's hit the post. It's anyone's ball now. And again! It's a goal! And this is getting better and better. He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
There will be 3 minutes.
Borussia
added time.
Dortmund have surely won it, or so you would think.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Spread neatly. That's that, the end. Manchester United perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the players, but that does not hide the overall disappointment.
I'd like to draw your attention
you look
to the
back on the
screen
game then,
right
Jim?
now for
Well, there was a
information on our
distinct
shuttle
lack
bus
of
service.
clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion.
everybody,
The
and
game yet to
welcome to
kick off.
today's match.
The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So that's got things underway.
I think when it comes to pace and finishing of the highest order, there's someone down there who always stands out.
Yeah, no prizes for guessing.
It's Sheva, Andrei Shevchenko, poacher, predator and punisher.
Now it's Rivaldo. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Roberto Carlos demonstrating his defensive quality there. Now, can they get him away? And reclaimed it in a trice. Look at the and the shot! Oh, it's come loose. Shevchenko!
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Diaz. And here's Shevchenko. Quarter of an hour played. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now it's Rivaldo. That is a great pick out. Deftly away. Neither side yet able to find the net. Pass somewhat off target. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
He made it look a bit predictable.
He can run onto that. He's found the way. McAllister! Fabulous from McAllister. Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly have time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
The first breakthrough.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Great vision. Always onto this. And Torres! It's a goal! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So that's two now without reply.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Fernando Torres is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. He's got away. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Good read, needed to be. Fernando Torres. Rummenigge.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
There will
It's
be
a
1
good
minute
foot in
at
there.
a time.
Diaz. Looking to play him in. Rivaldo. So, a temporary halt to the action. How was the first half compared with your expectation?
Manchester United clearly have plenty of cause to be happy, Peter, but they'll need to resist the temptation to just sit on the lead second half. The opposition will be doing their utmost to try and get back into this, so they have to be alert.
Manchester United are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far.
Substitution for Manchester United. Number 20, Shevchenko. Coming on to replace him is number 14, Girassi. Substitution.
So right back into the action. Now that looks a decent ball. Ethiopia have got it back and they'll have another go. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Looking for options for movement. He's had a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Manchester United come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make...
Torres! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are disappearing out of sight. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead. And how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
Manchester United, after 56 minutes, is number 9, Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So straight into the action. Milan have opted to go 3-4-3 by the looks of it here, Jim. Hazard! Well, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Substitution for Milan, number 14.
Well, I guess this was unexpected, a change so early in the game. Well, that is the number we all wanted to see. What a sight this is.
It's a wow moment. Now, that's the sort of change you don't see every day. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Gerrard. And Danny Olmo. And it's Ronaldinho. Pass is just off target. Ronaldinho is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Torres. And he's picked out the run. Adams. He's had it taken off him. Roberto Carlos getting forward. Looking for the far post. Keeper's dealt with that. Gerrard.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
And he's picked it up out wide. Shevchenko chasing after it. That's a shade optimistic. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Gerrard was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Torres. It's Rivaldo! That is a super hit, but it was always just off target.
I think it was one of those, Peter, where he's caught it too well. He's not even looking at the keeper, so he knew where everything was.
That's travelling a long way. Well read, nice interception. McAllister, passing is crisp and sharp. Rummenigge. Dani Olmo. Ronaldinho makes a dash for it. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Oh, that's nice. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Koeman did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Shoot! McAllister. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Rummenigge powering forward here, and he's worked it through. And this is chance for a shot! He's delivered all right!
That couldn't have been a more potent injection of belief for this team.
And that is indeed the final act. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another, and we know it's an awful long way back.
Manchester United can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. The second half is up and the finish! Well taken goal. Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. You don't keep those outs. He knew, he just knew.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Manchester United are doing very nicely, thank you.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think he had much choice there, although he's paid for it.
Dani Olmo, ready to try one. A real chance then to ease this unpleasant... Dani Olmo! He went for the curler. Rijkaard picks it up from the goal kick. And here's Dani Olmo.
He'll be disappointed with that.
Well, nicely intercepted. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Oh no, that was never going to make it. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward.
And Torres! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Fernando Torres really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Nicely spread. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Rummenigge. And he plays one through. That is good alertness. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. a sharp pass. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Manchester United clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Gerrard. And here's Danny Olmo. Oh, good take in a good area. Diouf. Gerrard.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
That's been slipped through. Look at the shot at goal! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. And this is Rivaldo. Davids gets it away. Oh, good-looking ball. Girassi! And it's there! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
And Torres! And that's a sharp finish. They are playing them off the park. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity...
Oh, no, it's an own goal!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
And that's it. Well, thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.